do, y'all? We're Trap Tapping and Trap News Network. You back in this thing, like, cracking this thing, man. Make sure y'all comment, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe for all this good content we got going on here at 10 Trap News Network. Some news you can use. Now, Legito, you can't get nobody's call Legito, big dog. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe for all this good content we got going on here at 10 Trap News Network. Get into that if you ain't got into that. Y'all know the deal, y'all know the deal, y'all know the deal, man. I just gave y'all part 1 of when Milk was in the county jail and the whites attacked him and all the blacks got on the whites to stand up for Milk and all that kind of stuff. Now, we giving y'all part 2. Part 2 details the Hoovers responding to Milk getting his 1-2 step like Sierra and all that kind of stuff. Remember, the first video was the blacks responding because Milk does run with the blacks in the county, so Milk does have to get his get back. You know what I'm saying? Or the blacks do got to have Milk's back if some woo-wop happened with the other races and all that kind of stuff because, yes, he is from Hoover and all that kind of stuff and blah, 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 blah. But with that all being said, man, we finna jump back into this Kantiana. If you've seen part 1, go ahead and check it out. Or if you haven't seen part 1, go ahead and check it out. If you have seen part 2, words are kicking my A-double-double. If you have not seen part 1, slide over there, go check it out. This right here is part 2. Make sure you come around, make sure you check it out, make sure you get into all that if you ain't got into all of that. Shout out to my man, the inside story with Damian Porter. This was giving us his story, man. I don't know why that little intro just whooped my feet so bad, man. Words is fucking hard. We finna jump back into this Kantiana, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's go. What? 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's a hard intro. Intros are hard. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome.
Man, what? 1 device, 2 device, 3 device, 4 device. Recording on 2 devices, streaming on screen recording on this device, making sure I can follow the chat on this device. We're getting to it.
To another episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the video. Hit the join button and become a member. Wow! With members, get exclusive content. Hit the bell icon on my channel and leave a like if you support me. Milk. And now, the Hoovers respond. Well, before I get into it, let me say a couple of people left comments. So I'll just have to say this because a couple of people left comments. And one was trying to be funny, but the other one was genuine when he said that I'm using the word animus wrong. That I'm meaning to use the word animosity, but I keep saying animus, and so I keep saying it, so he just had to say something. And that he...
I promise you it wasn't me, y'all. I promise you. I know words are hard, but I didn't even notice it until he said it. It is animosity. It's not animus. Words are definitely hard. Unless animus is a word that I don't know, but I didn't even think about that. But let's keep going.
Just thought that I should know. And he spelled it A-N-I-M-O-U-S. If you're looking for that in the dictionary, that's probably why you can't find it. It's A-N-I-M-U-S. It is a word, animus. It has a 2-pronged meaning. One is to motivate, and the other is ill feelings.
Okay.
But I thank you for the comment. But animus is...
All right, animus is a word. OG just put us on game, man. Word of the day is animus. It's a 2-pronged word. Let's run that definition back one more time. Education is cool.
It has a 2-pronged meaning. One is to motivate, and the other is ill feelings.
Okay, so animus is a
but I thank you for
the animus is a word with 2-pronged definition: to motivate or to have. Okay, I like that. Have bad feelings. Animus is a word. Word of the day. Don't say y'all learn nothing over here on TNN Trap News Network. You feel me?
Comment, but animus is a word that I'm not meaning to use the word animosity. I am meaning to use the word animus.
Okay, gotcha.
Part 2 is not that long. It didn't take a lot of plotting and planning to respond. It's just real simple. Now, for those who do not know, and I'm not being funny here, some may not realize when I say that Milk was attacked because he was claiming a black gang. For people who don't realize what I'm trying to say, it's just that the whites were upset that he is a white person that is not one of them that is not being white, acting white, that is not a white supremacist, that he's a white person hanging around blacks, eating with blacks from a black gang, dating black women, living with blacks on the street, what have you. These are racist people. They're not happy with this. And so they're upset with Milk. And I guess when dude said...
those of y'all who don't know, the whites within the Los Angeles County jail system are extremely racist.
That he ran the module, maybe he meant that. Because, again, the very next day, they attacked. They did attack Milk. And the blacks got involved, as I said, and a fight ensued out there on the roof. Okay. Now, when they return from the roof, the word immediately gets out that Milk from Hoover was just attacked on the roof by the whites. They sent kites around to Groove Mac and Porky and Forloke and Trey Soldier, and people were talking about it out on the tier. Hey man, they just attacked Milk. They just attacked Milk. So the homies are getting the word. I was on the 4,000 floor, and I got word within...
Hey, that's a good point. Milk didn't run with his race, but the same thing happens with black Serranos or Mexican Crips or Mexican Bloods. But speaking on black Serranos specifically, if it go up, they going straight for you, big dog. You better be able to move them feet, big dog, because niggas is coming straight at your head, big dog. If you are a Mexican Crip, a Mexican Blood, or you just a Mexican running with the blacks, and as woo-wop or wooty bam come on, you better make sure you guard your grill, big dog, because you are public enemy number one, big dog. You're getting, if you in the LA County jail system, really within the California prison system, period, and you not running with your race, if anything happened on a racial whatever against your actual race, oh yeah, be ready, big dog. They going straight at you. You better be ready, my nigga. You better Hulk out. You better Hulk out. Crash. Back against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Get your Zoro on, big dog, because it's finna go up for you. I don't know who gonna have a bad day on that yard, but they know for sure they gonna make sure you have a bad day on that yard. You feel me? What if you're mixed? If you're mixed, hey, Mexicans got on boots. And don't fuck around and get stabbed by a Mexican who didn't even have on boots. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you're mixed, I don't even want to say nothing, bro, because pick the winning team. That's all I'm going to say.
An hour. Immediately, we got word as to...
Tyler, I just said, pick the winning team. That's all I'm saying. You better pick the winning team.
That just transpired down there on the 2,000 floor.
Better pick the winning team.
Okay, fine. We're about to attack the woods as well. Really, it was just like one wood in our entire module on the 4,000 floor. They just wasn't that deep, but they had a few of them down there on the 2,000 floor because, as I said, 6 of them attacked Milk. Well, once the homies got the word, they sent out word amongst one another. It's on site with the white boys. If you are a Hoover and you see a white boy anywhere, in the visiting area, in the chow hall, in church, you attack them immediately. That was the word. Fine. You have the right group of people there to carry out said attacks. As fate would have it, the next day, after they attacked Milk, they ran day room. They rarely run day room, just like they rarely run roof. Though the white boys there may not understand the depth of their actions. Though they may not understand.
Hey, that sound like a setup to me, big dog. That sound like the police was on some skullduggery and some flu flamming.
The gang and the member of the gang that they just attacked. Though they may be blind to it, the police certainly know in the Los Angeles County Jail who the Hoovers are. They know them as a group, as a whole, and individually. They all knew Porky and what he was about. They all know Trey Stone. Indeed, they all knew who I was. And they know the Hoovers as a whole. Baby Porky was also there in the Los Angeles County Jail. They knew who we all were. They knew who our opposition was. They knew the fights that we were having, the stabbings and etc. So they knew, certainly, though the Woods may not have known, that there was going to be an immediate response. The police knew this. So for them to run day room the next day, perhaps they were just thinking, let's just get this over with. They knew that
it could be that, or they could have just been full blown ready to set them white boys up for failure, because that's a no-win situation. Like, I don't give a damn what nobody say or what anyone says. That's not what I'm. I don't give a damn what anyone says. The Woods against the blacks, specifically the Woods against the Hoovers, is what this was. Is a no-win situation for the Woods in the LA County Jail. The Woods will never get that victory.
There were Hoovers right there in the module that were going to respond. And they called over the microphone, get ready for day room, get ready for day room. And certainly the Hoovers put a smile on their faces and said, ooh, whip-de-doo, we're going to have a chance to respond immediately. As a whole, as a group, the ones who are there and can make it to the day room. And so the word went out when they called day room, grab anything that you can find and use as a weapon and enter the day room. Yes, this is a bloody response. And so, well, they entered the day room and no words were exchanged. Nothing was said. It was Porky, Baby Groove Mac, and Forlo. Trey Stone, at this juncture, had not made it to the day room. Couldn't get there. And they attacked. It was 2 or 3 Woods there in the day room. And the Woods had braced themselves, certainly knowing what was coming. I don't know if they knew the extent of what was coming. They just knew that a response had to be performed. And they attacked the Woods, and one of them had a makeshift weapon. And yes, a Wood, well, he was hit, he was stabbed. And not only that, they picked up crates that they had inside of the day room that you use to carry the juices and the milk for lunch and dinner, and smashed the Woods upside the head with the crates. Yes. The two to three Woods that were there in the day.
The 2 to 3 Woods, there was only 2 or 3 of them. You feel me? And it was probably some super high power wood that even started all this, because all this started again because the white dude was like trying to explain himself to Milk, explain who he was, and then Milk was like, nigga, I'm not white, or I'm white, but I don't roll with you niggas and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, that's that. But now look at it. All the Woods. I'm sure it's a white boy in there who know nothing about nothing, smacked upside the head with a damn milk crate. You did not. And the irony of getting busted in the head with a milk crate for disrespecting milk is incredible irony, bro. You got busted in the head with a milk crate for disrespecting milk. That's how that happened. Doesn't God have an amazing sense of humor? Amazing sense of humor. Wild.
Room left out leaking. One with puncture wounds and head wounds from the crate, and the others with head wounds from the crate, and from fists, and feet, and elbows, and anything else they can find to attack the Woods. They left out leaking, and they left out leaking pretty bad. And what's more is that they gave Porky and Groove Mac and Folo cases for this. And they charged them with a hate crime. It's true. They charged Porky and Groove Mac for attacking the Woods with a hate crime. They didn't charge the Woods with anything for attacking Milk. They didn't charge them with a hate crime, even though he's white and they were white. They attacked them over race because they said he was trying to be black. But they didn't charge them with a hate crime.
Well, duh, they're not going to charge the white boys with a hate crime because the LA County Jail, again, is ran by Asians, whites, and Mexicans. So if the blacks are attacking the whites, the pendulum doesn't swing in the favor of the blacks.
In fact, I don't think they got any charges whatsoever. They charged Porky and Groove Mac with assault and with a hate crime. They end up taking a deal because once you put a hate crime charge on there, that's a special circumstance, an enhancement. And they end up taking a deal, both of them, for a few years, 4-5 years, Groove Mac and Porky. Added on to the time that they had already caught for all of the robberies that they had. After that, they moved Milk down to 2800. And not long after, a couple of weeks or so, I moved from the 2000 floor down to 2800. People are also asking in the comments, when was I there? What year was this with Milk? This had to have been 2014. Could have been early 2015, but I believe it was late 2014. We were on Able Row in about cell 8 or so, cell 8 or cell 9. Me, Milk, I moved from the 4000 floor. They put me in the cell. It was Milk, the homie Forloke from 7-4, and B-Rock, rest in peace, from Inglewood family. We were all in the cell together. Porky was next door. Trey Stone was down a tier. Yes. And Milk will tell you that when I got in the cell, though I already known, of course, what had happened, Milk was explaining it to me. And I became very angry, incensed, outraged, hearing it come from him, his own mouth, what had transpired out there on the roof. And Milk will tell you that I got on the cell door, on the bars. And there was a Southsider right there because I felt like the Southsiders, I wasn't sure how they felt about it. And I said it louder.
Depending on what's going on, what business is in place, what politics are in place, it's very likely that the blacks can get into it or the Hoovers can get into it with the whites, and then it will trickle down to the Southsiders maybe having to step in for whatever reason to defend the whites and blah, 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 due to their politics. The whites and the Southsiders will act like they don't get along, like they're not cool, like the whites aren't protected by the Southsiders. Cap. If the Southsiders are using the whites for something and the blacks is over there beating up the Southsiders for it, or the Woods, if the blacks are beating up the Woods and the Southsiders are using the Woods for whatever the fuck they're using them for, I ain't gonna get into that because that's telling, but the whites are basically being the errand boys to the Southsiders, then it's possible that the Southsiders could get involved. You feel me?
There was a Southsider right there because I felt like the Southsiders, I wasn't sure how they felt about it. And I said it loud enough so all the Woods on the tier could hear. And I said, if anyone else put their hands on Milk, someone is going to die. That's what I said. Milk reminded me of that the other day. He said, man, remember you got on the bar and said, man, somebody else put their hands on Milk, somebody's going to die. I said, yeah, man, I do remember saying that. And I meant it. I was pissed at that time when he told me how it all went down. But that's what happened. They got off on Milk. They did, out there on the roof. The very next day, the homies responded, caught the Woods in the day room. We didn't go on lockdown. They didn't go on lockdown. After they attacked Milk, they ran day room the next day. No lockdown. And they went in the day room, and as I said,
Tyler, this nigga Tyler, boy,
hit the Woods upside the head with crates and etc. And coming up, I'm going to tell you about a squabble that Milk had in Wayside. Actually, it was 2 fights inside of the dorm. Yes, 2 oppositions. Milk squabbled them. He also packed out a dude from Rolling Honeys in the county jail with the homie Baby Deuce story. It was.
But see, here's the thing though. Like, he ain't saying Milk squabbled nothing down. He just saying that Milk took his mandatories, which is respectable because a lot of people not taking their mandatories. But he's not saying Milk won nothing. And the one that it sounds like Milk won was a pack out. So we're not giving you no credit for that, Milk. But we do give you your respect for taking your phase. We're not finna take your phase from you at all.
Baby Deuce story. They packed him out. Yeah. It happened. This really happened with Milk. So that's what happened. They attacked. The response was rapid. It was immediate. It was bloody because they were angry. The homies were angry that they would dare try that. But as I said, it wasn't just because they were Woods trying something like that. Whoever would have packed out a homie, a Hoover, the response would have been immediate. It has to be in that sort of situation in order for you to save face, maintain your reputation. If not, there will eventually be hell to pay if you don't respond and your homie is packed out. That's not good. So they responded and had to respond immediately, and they did. And the response, well, it was ugly. And that was that. I'll be back in a minute. In the meantime,
shout out Fig Newton.
Stay free, people.
See the chat going up. Shout out Fig Newton. We up in here. We're about to the next one. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content. It wasn't a sneak diss to anybody. It just came up in the chat. We got love for everybody here at TNN Trap News Network. Crip Ninjas, Blood Ninjas, Essays, Asian, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, White Boys, Jamaicans, Latin King, Disciples, Viceroy, Haitians, Power Rulers, and Hoovers. Norteños, Sureños, Hells Angels, Mongols, whatever you claim, Triads, Warriors, because you into that still from like 1960s. Don't worry about it. Like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content. Y'all chat. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. You stay still. I'm talking to them. I'm not talking. Relax. Y'all make sure like, comment, subscribe, more of this good content. Man, hit the subscribe button. Because the subscribe button. It's not it. The description button. Become a part of the Rich Rapper Mafia. It's not the subscribe button. Become part of the Rich Rapper Mafia, man. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all comment. Make sure y'all subscribe to all this good content that we got going on. And y'all know it's Free Avenue Angel. Until he's free. We gone.